talking about identification today and how it feels sticky. For me, it's as if whenever you do something, life is just flowing through you. The identity claims everything. So your idea of yourself grabs it, claims it. So say you did something, life moved through you. Because we are just life, that's what we're talking about here, that we're all one. And so it's the same one doing everything, the same one essence, the same one life flowing through everybody. And the identity claims what we're doing. So that's how we feel individual and separate. And our identity is just made up of our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves from growing up. Why is it sticky? Well, you just start to feel it grabbing and sticking to things. And I remember when I had the realization that I'm not looking for presence, I am presence, that I felt something was sticky. There was still something just really sticky. So I'd had some recognition of my true nature. But then there was something really just here. I didn't know what it was. And it was my identification, my identity was still intact. And a lot of people do have these realizations of the self, but they still get the identity offering them tickets to suffer. And I'll probably do another video on tickets to suffer because it's such a great one. But so your identity claims everything, and that's why it feels sticky. There's something just here that's been put on top of your true self, your one essence that everybody is, your searching for the right word. It's so hard to label because it isn't a thing, it's who you are. I mean, awareness is a good one because most people, we're awake, we're aware, that's it. And that gets labelled. And it's like a sticky label, Colette, or whatever your name goes on. When you're born, you're just naked awareness. I like to use that. So this baby is naked awareness, doesn't know language, doesn't know the concepts and ideas and the items in the room, doesn't know anything. It's just the naked awareness. And then as that child grows, it's given a name, and the name is put on top of naked awareness. That's it. That's the identification. So if you've got some sense that you are just naked awareness, you're awake, you're aware prior to doing anything else. You're just awake and aware right here, right now. That is your true nature. Just this, just awake, aware, alert. And then the sticky note of Colette, or whatever your name is, goes on top. And all the ideas about ourselves. Oh, isn't she pretty? She's naughty. She's the good girl. He's so boisterous. All that goes on top. You were just being live. Kids are just running around doing whatever kids do. They're raucous. They're lying on the ground. They're fighting. They're cuddling. They're just life. I mean, they're wobbly and wiggly and silly and loud. And then they're exhausted and sleep. So, I remember that feeling of just life running through you as a child. And that just gets labelled, Colette, or whatever your name is. So that life is labelled, and then the identity, the ideas about ourselves, whether they're good or bad, there could be inflated or deflated ideas about ourselves. But that claims everything. So say you don't do something very well. Instead of it just going, I didn't do that very well, neutral, which is what the self would just find everything neutral. It gets, the mind-made self says, that was rubbish. You didn't do that very well. All those things that you were given as a child or society, or you see how they all get stuck on top of what's here, just life. And it can be the other way around. Oh, didn't you do? Oh, I did well there, didn't I? See, that I is very, very sticky. I did well. I'm over exaggerating just for emphasis. But yeah, you see how the I, me, my is quite sticky and it claims everything. You know, so you do something really well. I was talking to somebody today and they asked about, well, you know, what if you have goals and dreams and you want to achieve them? Does that mean, you know, the ego's involved and you can't do that? And so you've got, you know, and I said, no, because life is doing it anyway. Can we just look that actually life is doing everything? It's just, so you could do something great and enjoy it and love it and achieve and complete climbing a mountain or whatever you want to do. And, you know, that's great. But it's when you say, I did that. Look what I did. Look at me. I did my journey, my awakening. I woke up. You see how it's sticky? The I, the me, the my, the ego. I mean, we're talking about just some beliefs, so it's not actually real. It's imagined. It's just made up from what's happened to you in your life. And that's fine. That has happened. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. You know, you've had those life experiences. But then they colour the lens with which we see the world. We colour it with that. I'm not good enough. I'm really good, depending on, you know, what's happened in your life and how you've been treated, how you've been conditioned. So it's a big part of self-realisation is to see that this me, my, I is a mind-made self. And what's prior to that? What's always here? What that naked awareness of the baby prior to the identity Colette being stuck on sticky notes all over us. And that's not to say now I don't have sticky notes, you know? I think it's like we've got them and then we realise that we're not that. Oh, that's great. But I'm not being fooled. I don't believe in the game of tickets to suffer, which is another video. Don't think that I think I don't have an ego. And I saw it today as if maybe I've just got some sticky notes left on my shoe or on my back. You know, maybe I don't know. So I'm not saying, I can see the game. These tickets to suffer where you get invited to, the ego invites you to suffer. So I don't pick up that game, but I'm not saying that I don't have an ego anymore. You know, I see it dancing, I see it offering tickets. So I'm not interested in the game, but I'm not saying that I'm free of the ego. And I think who would say I'm free of the ego? That's a sticky ticket. That's a sticky I that says I don't have an ego. I woke up. I'm awake, you know. You see that sticky eye. So I just thought I would talk about the sticky tickets of identity that are shy, want to be loved, disapproving of other people, judgment. They're all just sticky tickets. And we don't have to have... And some are more sticky than others. Yeah. That's a good thing to offer as well. Some, oh, you think you've dealt with them and they're still stuck on your finger. So, yeah, it's just a fun way of looking at the identification, which is actually, you know, that important thing that you are prior to the tickets, your naked awareness, and you're just life expressing. And it just gets labelled, whatever your name is, and all the conditions that go with it. So you already are that. You already are. So if you're looking for yourself, you don't need to look, you are it. You know, it's just here. It's just this everyday, awake, aware, naked awareness that you are that's been labelled. I really hope that just explaining this idea of sticky notes of identity clicks for somebody, because that's how I saw it. I couldn't believe that I'd fallen for it. That they'd called this awake awareness, naked awareness, Colette, and I believed them and picked up that ticket, picked up that sticky note, and played the game of separation with all the sticky notes of who everybody thought I was, and then how life played out from those initial tickets. You know, it's like you know, somebody says you're shy enough times, then you act shy, and then that's what you get. So, yeah. Hope this helps. Okay, thanks for watching.